It's a great day to talk hockey with Grant McCagg on HabsCast.
Absolutely, Dick. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice to come back with a win against Vegas. Took OT. Hey, if you tuned in earlier tonight, I gave you the tip there. Mise en jeu or whatever. Go with it, going to overtime. Vegas is 20th overtime of the season, folks. 20 overtimes in 52 games. They're now 7-13 in those overtimes. Nice for the Habs to start it on a power play. Mind you, they couldn't score on it, but Demi has to start shooting the puck again. Like he gets it over there, and he should be ready to one time. He's got a great one timer. We've seen him score a great one with that one timer. No, he's got to position his body and pass it every time. I know he's more of a playmaker than a scorer, but sometimes he's just got to unload it there because he's got a really good one timer. And finally, Marty said, okay, we'll put Hudson out there. At least Hudson will shoot the freaking puck. May not be as hard, but he'll shoot it. Evans with who could have predicted, right? Let's see. Habs are starting the OT on the power play. I think Evans will score the winner, right? Well, hey. And they end up giving him first star. I don't like that one. I'm sorry. Like, Evans was all right tonight, but I'm, like maybe 6th, 7th best Hab tonight, but give him the first star. Dobie gets the first star tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He kept him in. Like, come on. What a difference in the two. You see a Monty start and then a Dobie start right now. He's got to be the number one going forward here. Like, no more of this nonsense where, no, we gotta make Monty the number one goalie. Well, no, if he's not deserving of it, you don't. You play him as little as you played Dobish with Monty as a starter last year and such. No, it's got to be Dobie now. 16-5-3, right? Come on. Like, that's a hell of a record, isn't it? He's the starting goalie until further notice, until we see a real bad one from him. When they've got games close together or whatever, give Monty a start, but or even call up Fowler. I wonder if they could do it now and then, just call up Fowler for a night, give him a start, send him back down type thing, right? Anyway, Dobish to me was the story tonight. Just night and day difference between him and Monty, as far as I'm concerned. Just he's such a battler, and he makes such nice saves. I mean, the goals that were scored, you can't really fault him, right? But how many big saves did he make tonight? Like, really, really solid. He's just he makes saves that Monty wouldn't make. It's just simple as that. And he's a lot more. He makes the big saves at the right time. He's competitive. Vegas outshot Montreal 13-3 in the third, and he held the fort, man. Like, if it's not for him, they score 2 or 3. And little reverse for the Habs, getting 2 goals in the second period for a change. That was kind of nice. I kind of hey, it was much needed because they didn't. I don't think they deserved to be down 1-0 after the first period, but they were. Obviously, the goal that Caulfield scored that was called back, that always makes me burn, right? Those friggin', oh my goodness, those offsides a minute before the goal scored that have nothing to do with the goal going in. They find one angle where he's over by a quarter inch. Oh yeah. Like, they shouldn't even be allowed to have guys in watching it should be, the coaches should be spot it right, on the bench and challenge, not this. And they always wait like an extra minute too, like give them as much time as possible to go. I hate it. I hate the friggin' offside challenge. I don't care who scores the goal. I don't like it. They wanted more goals in the NHL, and in their infinite wisdom, I know how to do that. We'll have offside challenges. About 20 years ago, like, because one bad call one time. Anyway, it is what it is. That interference call on Kapanen, what the hell was that? My goodness. And was Goalie not speared? Like, why? They give out 5-minute penalties like candy these days, and you know, you draw blood and it's hardly even a graze or whatever, and that's 4 minutes. But you spear somebody in the gut now, and unless the guy's carted off on a friggin' stretcher, it's not a 5-minute penalty anymore. Called it slashing. I don't know. Goalie should have done the Neymar or whatever, and rolled around on the ice like, "Oh, I'm gonna die," and then maybe he'd have got the 5-minute call. But anyway, perseverance makes up for the for the late blown loss against Boston. I guess it all evens out by the end of the year in a weird kind of way, I guess, right? We make the playoffs this year because of our offense. Yeah, that would probably be it. Donnie McCaskill throws a $10 $10 in early on. Says, "Love this community. Thanks, Grant. Go Habs, go." I love the donations too, Don. Thank you. You're the best. By the way, we're over 1,800 this month. 4 days to go. My goal is to crack 2,000 for the first time in revenue on here, and it's all because of you guys, folks. The watching the streams and contributing so graciously, so generously. It's wholly appreciated. Believe me. Thank you, Don, as always, for the contribution. We're over 1820 now. I think $180 to go the next 4 days. I think we'll do it. Tomorrow, by the way, I'm going to have Snake on. I'm going to tape it about 9:30, probably 1 o'clock, a 1 o'clock show tomorrow. I'll make it live, play our conversation, and then talk after and do our Habs community thing as we always do. So, got a couple of highlights of the first two Habs goals here. Only can be 5 seconds or I'll get flagged. There's a little better. Bolduc, that's his new move, eh? Bolduc gets the puck at the blue line now and spins around and shoots it. That's how he scored his last goal. So he gets his next assist. So, hey, whatever works. Nice hands by Danault. My goodness. Nice to see. Now that he had one right, he's just look out, world. And Cole. We'll have a look at this. Like, he just got robbed just before, and then comes back and stuffs it in. Nice work, Cole. Caulfield, back-to-back 30-goal seasons. Only 2 other Habs have done that, folks, in the last 20 years. Max Pacioretty and Brendan Gallagher, the only other Habs players to have back-to-back 30-goal seasons. You know who the player was before that? Michael Ryder. Michael Ryder had consecutive 30-goal seasons. But I had a look at Caulfield. This is his 4th straight year with 26 goals. If he hits 26 next year, and I mean, barring injury, he'll do it with his eyes closed. He'd be the first Hab forward or first Habs player to hit 26 goals in 5 consecutive seasons since the Flower. got to go back to Guy Lafleur. His last 30-goal season with the Canadiens was 83-84. From 74-75 on, or 73-74 to 83-84, 10 consecutive seasons of 26 or more goals. He's the last one to do it. So quite honored company for Cole if he can hit the 26 goal mark next year. I mean, I'm going through and I'm looking. There's a number of them got 4 years in a row at 26 plus, but Richer didn't do it. He had a 25 goal year in the middle of his run. No, none of these guys. Damfus didn't do it. Naslin had 4, but not 5. A few came close, but he's matched like a bunch of other guys. And like I say, unless he gets injured next year, 26 should be a lock. That's consistency. Pacioretty had 4 straight 26 goal seasons, but he never had 5. So it's nice to see that the Canadiens have a bona fide goal scorer again. And Caulfield, pretty sure he's going to hit 40. He's on pace for 46, I think, now. And the last Habs forward to do that was, of course, Stéphane Richer when he hit 50 or 51, 89, 90, I think the year was. So it's been far too long, folks. Pacioretty, of course, had a 39-goal season, but he never hit 40. And, it's good times. Good times. I wanted to get on here early, so there's a couple things that I didn't have time to load, and just bear with me for a second. I'll get to them. Just want to check the out-of-town scoreboard. I think Detroit lost tonight, right? Buffalo beat the Leafs 7-4. I don't know. That's almost a good thing, I guess. The Bruins won in overtime 3-2. Panthers lost to Utah 4-3. So good and bad tonight. Okay, what the heck is this? Yeah, okay. Winnipeg beat New Jersey. Chicago's up 3-1 on Minnesota. Dallas 3-1 on St. Louis. The Blues got to be in sell mode. They're obviously not making the playoffs this year. But how about them Sabres, eh? Holy frig, they just keep rolling along. Toronto, I don't know, folks. I think their playoff string of playoff appearances might be in serious jeopardy. Who is the big Dahlin with a big night? Goal, 2 goals, 3 goals. Hat trick for a defenseman. Not that common, but Dahlin, 3 goals, 1 assist tonight for Buffalo. So, hey, I said it before and I'll say it again. If, the only other team that I want to make the playoffs in the Atlantic Division is Buffalo. I think they're due. Not that I'm a big Terry Pagula fan, just more for the city and the fans. So with that, let's have a look at the standings here. The Habs are in 5th. My goodness, eh? Buffalo, Montreal, Boston, all tied with 65 points. 4th, 5th, 6th in the East. Detroit's in 3rd. So Tampa 1st, Detroit 3rd, Buffalo 4th, Montreal 5th, Boston 6th. So tell me that the Atlantic Division isn't strong this year, folks. 5 teams with 65 plus points in the Atlantic Division, and only 3 teams with more than 65 points in the West this year. Talk about a change, eh? Remember when the West was so much stronger, and now it's 3 teams right now better than the Habs. in the West. So the Habs are tied for 7th best in the league right now with Buffalo and Boston. I would not have predicted that going into the year that Buffalo, Boston, Montreal would all be in the top 7 in the league at this point, but it's one of those years, eh? So where does that leave Toronto? They're at 57. Hey, it's nice to have an 8-point lead on those suckers, eh? Again, what they had 17 more points than the Habs last year, and the Habs are 8 up, so a 25-point swing. Losing Marner hurt more than maybe even they expected, right? I don't know. What did you think of the fans booing Marner tonight? I don't know. It didn't make a pile of sense for me. Like, I'd have been cheering him. Like, thanks for leaving Toronto, because Marner used to kill the Habs. Say what you want about him, but I remember a lot of games where Marner friggin' killed them. Yeah, he didn't in that one playoff series, but holy frig. I was glad when he left the Leafs, and I mean, proof's in the pudding, right? Oh, got a $1 donation from Danielle. Daniel, thank you very much. Happy Habs happy tonight. The Habs won. $5 from Happy Hab. Hey, nice to see some money flowing in here. We're gonna get to that. Germain Benoit, $2. Thank you. Check my watermark. Seems off. Okay. Not sure what you're talking about there. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. So let's get to the stat line on this one here tonight. Um, 24-25 for Matheson. I thought Matheson was fantastic tonight. Caulfield, 19 minutes, another goal, hits the 30-goal mark. I think there's only, 5 that have hit 30 so far this year? Good for him. Another 25 from Lane. Wouldn't have call it Lane's best game. And the second line, again, wasn't especially good. Cappy continues to struggle taking passes, and I don't know what's going on there with him with the puck lately, but last 6 or 7 games, it's been losing pucks, going off his sticks, swinging and missing on shots. Certainly from an offensive standpoint, he has not done a lot in the past few games, and that line in general was not. I wouldn't say they were especially strong tonight. Again, maybe Slav does go back up on the top line. Habs Digest, yeah, we're gonna have those guys on. Gonna tape it tomorrow. Probably put it up on Thursday. Travis, thank you for the donation. Josh and Jesse from Habs Digest. I got in touch with them a few months ago and said, you know what, let's help each other out here. I'll support you guys. You're doing a great job. And got talking with Josh, and he's a good Newfie, real good Newfie kid. I like him a lot. So yeah, we're gonna get those Josh and Jesse on the show tomorrow. Tape it, and I have to decide whether I've got an interview with Simon coming out, Snake Boisvert, about 1 tomorrow, so I'll probably let that percolate, and then do a live podcast on Thursday with the interview that I did with the fellows from Habs Digest. Thanks for asking, Travis, and I really appreciate that. I hope this is a young fella. Grant reminds me of my grandpa who used to drive me to my hockey games. There you go. Yeah. I hope you're not like 60, 50 years old. Thank you, I think. I hope he was a nice guy. Hope you liked your grandpa. Okay, back to the stats here. Carrier, my wayward son, not his best game, -2. Kind of the culprit on the first one there. Didn't really block out the guy on the second either. I don't know. Frig. Reinbacher, please. Sooner rather than later. I know I keep saying it, but I don't know. I think it might be time. Arbor, as usual, doesn't even see the ice in the third period. 8:16. You know, he's not getting a pile of ice time, but he is not making a pile of mistakes either, is he? Cappy only allowed to take one face-off tonight. 100%. Funny, they showed stats on draws in the past since December 23rd, I think it said, and Cappy is 55%. I mean, what, don't trust a 55% guy in the face-off circle? I don't know. Anyway, Evans was 36%. I guess, hey, how can you not use the guy with 36% average, right? I don't know. Whatever. I guess Evans is not going to be traded for Mike McCarron. Marty lives and dies with his vets. That's the way it is. Can't argue with it, I guess. Phil Deneau, another 7-4, 64%. Suzuki, 33%. So, once again, Phil Deneau, the main man on the draws, Habs 45%. Vegas was 55%. So, not exactly a great night in the Goalie led the way with 4 hits tonight. Again, another solid game, I thought, from Ghouls. 1942 he played. So he may have been on the third pairing with Jack-Eye, but what they ended up doing was pair him with different guys throughout the game. And I think Caden's just gotten more and more comfortable as time's gone along here, and I thought he had a solid game again tonight. How many minutes for Carrier? 21. So, yeah, 25, 24. What's the oh geez, we got money coming in tonight, folks. People win bets on Vegas tonight or what? Eh? Vegas betting? Thank you. I'll have a look there in a minute. Yeah. So what did Dobson get? 20. Okay, so 4 guys got 19 minutes plus, or 5 guys, and then Arbor got 8 or 9. Almost makes you wonder if they aren't, there's one guy getting 8 minutes a night, the 6th guy. Are they gonna pick up another defenseman at the deadline here? Mark raises a good point here, by the way. Please take a second to hit that like and subscribe. Hey, we've got 150 people on board here, or did. Yeah, if you don't mind, hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't already. It would be appreciated for sure. David Brown. Dave, great show. Thanks for the dedication. Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate that. Mark. Oh, just found another Habs VIP perk with this highlighted chat. Okay. Oh, I don't know why the why isn't the logs end thing up? I think okay, that's strange. Let me see here what's going on. Thanks for letting me know there. I don't know why that got removed, but ta-da! There it is. Thank you. So there's another VIP perk with this highlighted chat. Okay, cool. So you became a member for 2 months. Bonus. Thank you, Mark. And Dave. Hey, I appreciate the donation. We might be up to $1,900 before the end of the night. That excites me. Oh, had a new somebody on the afternoon podcast near the end sent me $50. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. I had mentioned that some people had sent $50 before, and his name was like tip pit tip pit pit tip pit. And I told him to change it, and he did, and then he freaking sent me $50. So who else should I say change your handle here? Oh, gut shot. That's a good point, Bonjour. A gut shot to somebody who had surgery. Yeah, that's right too, eh? Right in the gut with a spear to a guy that just had his friggin' abs. Please don't tell me he gets injured again from that. It wouldn't be, wouldn't shock me, but yeah, absolutely. Marlon B with the super sticker. Good. Thank you, Marlon. I appreciate the every donation. Trust me. Hey, that's a nice start to the night. Let's get back to the there's not a lot more really to go over with this. I mean, I'll go through some players, but I thought Matheson had a solid game tonight. The defense, for the most part, against a pretty high-powered Vegas team was solid. Dobish, by far the best player, I thought, tonight, but Kirby Doc didn't mind Kirby again tonight. First period especially, I thought he was quite effective. Maybe a little quieter as the game went on, but only 3 games back. Can't expect miracles. Bolduc, that line, the Evans Bolduc Doc line was outplayed. For a change, Canadian fourth line outplayed Vegas's fourth line. For years, they used to kind of hem them in and dominate them with their physicality. But I thought the Evans line was pretty solid tonight. Carrier, like I say, didn't think Hudson and Carrier had particularly strong games. If there was 2 defensemen that I'd single out, but I mean, hey, Hudson plays 25 minutes, right? There's going to be the odd time when you're not crazy about his play. Slav, as I say, that second line, they're in a bit of a funk right now. I don't know if they need to put Slav back on the top. They might. But Anderson, he was wheeling tonight. I didn't mind Josh's game. Galley, +1. Had a shot. Caulfield with 5 more shots. Cole was rolling again tonight. So, good and bad tonight. In looking at it here, you know what? The Canadians needed a couple of. There were periods of this game when they got a power play, and I'm thinking, geez, if they score here, they go up by 2, and I think they have this game in regulation. The way Doby's playing and battling, and I really wish Laine was playing tonight, because he could have helped that power play. I'm sorry, but Demi, if you you want Demidov or Line on the first power play, Demi, who never shoots the freaking puck on the power play, just keeps passing it around. Uh, right now, give me Patrick Line on the power play. I'm sorry, but I think it's time. Activate him, get him in there, rotate guys out. Line can be one of those guys on occasion, but sit out Goalie at night, sit out Texier at night. Texier again tonight. Like, what was he? Where was he? Line can, he might make one or two defensive plays in the game, but he's going to create more offense than Alex Texier is right now. I'm sorry. My opinion, at least. Let's see what the fine folks in our live chat have to say about all this. I can't help but think if Monty was in, it would have been like 5-2. Yeah, I hear you. At least Ovi's keeping him in it. Okay, so this is early on stuff. Anthony kind of agreeing with me. Time for Line A. Power play sucks. Yeah. They're fifth or sixth in the league in the power play, but someone was saying, well, they're fifth in the league in power play, so don't need Line A. Well, they showed the stats. The top two power plays are like 8 to 10% better than Montreal, so there's room for improvement. I'd like them to be top three, top two. I mean, why not? Because tonight was a good example. If they had had a power play that was clicking, they put Vegas away tonight. They're so timely getting a power play goal when you got a lead and you need that one more goal. Power play unit goes out there and doesn't generate anything. They pass it around everywhere. Here, like Demi had to have been set up for the one timer 8 times, and he freaking was never in shooting. Like, he move his body around and Jesus, just unload it, young man. If it gets blocked, it gets blocked. If the goalie saves it, could be a friggin', if it gets blocked, it could go to another Hab and shoot it in. If the goalie makes a save, it could go to a Hab and get shot in. Rebounds, deflections, shoot the friggin' puck. He's love a lot about Demi, but he's frustrating me. He's frustrating me on the power play right now. Habs just started dumping the puck before the goal, just giving it away, letting Vegas attack. Yeah, I know. It wasn't textbook lead protection tonight. Thank goodness Dovey was in net and not Monty, or yeah, good and 4-2, 4-2, 5-2 with Monty in net tonight. I truly believe it. Yeah. Power play would suck less with offside video review. Yeah. Don't get me started. Dovich has been out of this world this evening. I lost count how many key saves he made. Yes, sir. So what's that now, folks? 16, 5, and 3 is what? Out of 48 points, he has 35. Is that right? 35 divided by 48. 729 win percentage. Thank you very much. Versus like 510 for Monty. So 20, 20% better. Jeez, Murphy. The offside disallowed goal. Was it 20 seconds? I thought it was like a minute. Like, absolutely zero to do with the goal going in. But It's the rule. Unexpected hero. There you go. Yes, I wouldn't have bet on him. Vegas, bet, get it? Yeah. Dad joke. Grandpa joke, according to the one young fella. Well, Evans wanted to show Grant how useful he is. Sure. Still give me McCarron. Thank you. Yeah. Tomorrow I'll be perfect. Every one of my opinions will be dead on for life. Cappy, bad game. Evans, good game. What do I know? Yeah, Mark, that was a great game by two very good teams. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid game. Oh, and by the way, Paul Antoniadis, I tune him in when he's to blame for the Habs losing. I say so on here, but when they win because of him, I say so as well. And Paul, as usual. Liam just verified. Yeah, 26 plus, 5 straight years. The last guy was Lafleur. Not crazy. Paul, though, he says, I'm not excited to see the next 3-4 games in person the way they're playing. And this is with the, I'm thinking, oh, okay. Well, they're winning, but and then like 10 seconds later, they scored. The Habs went up by 2. And of course they score. Still don't like how they're playing. And they end up winning. So whenever he complains about how the team's playing, the Habs inevitably win. So you can thank Paul once again. He's a good luck charm and to blame when they lose, because that's when he praises them, and then they end up losing. So yeah. All right. We got lots of people weighing in here on the live chat. Tara Nager. Tara? Whatever. Tara says, Dovis was one of the reasons the Habs made the playoffs last season. Yes. And hey, thank you for that's a new name on here. Welcome to HabsCast. I hope you can tune in more often. I appreciate all the newcomers that come on here. Monty has proven he can't make the big save. Dovish all the way. Played Monty on the second back-to-back. Sounds good to me. If Monty gets the next game, the media literally needs to start being blunt and ask the tough question of why. I can't see it happening. David Arthur. There's a new name. Good evening, everyone. Go Habs, go. Greetings from Sarsfield, Ontario, Canada, rural Ottawa. Sarsfield. There you go. An Ottawa Valley boy, David. I grew up in Renfrew, Shawville, so good to have some more rural Ottawa representation in here. David, thanks. Welcome to HabsCast. I think the reason Marty changed Hudson out for Demidov, there was 20 seconds left, and the people. Yeah, no, that was part of the reason they were taking the draw, and they didn't want to, they wanted to have one defenseman out there. But I also think he'd seen enough of the Demidov never shoot scenario too. I think it was a bit of both. I don't know. I would have Hudson out there instead of Dobie 4-on-3 in the. I just saw it so many times in university, Boston University. Friggin' power play and overtime money. Hudson would usually score the goal too. I like Dovish telling the crowd with his hands to clap louder when he came on the ice. Did they ever friggin' cheer him loud too? That must have felt good. I was really happy about that. Dobie. At one point, I think where they were shouting Dobie too, eh? Please take a second to hit that like and subscribe. Thanks, Mark. You're my freaking watchdog there. Get the watermark up. Folks, hit subscribe. Hey, Grant, Dobish passed that off his blocker to the goal. Buffalo will lose on Saturday. Ooh. Love to see Cole hit 50 goals. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, I'd be happy with that. Dano was very good tonight, not just the goal. Yeah. Dovish was really sharp. Caulfield could have had 3. Doc made a couple of nice plays. Hudson loves to gamble. Yeah. He was doing the jukes, that's for sure. Dovish gets first star. Yeah, I think. Buffalo needs to start losing. Yeah, that'd be good, eh? Oh, I don't know. As long as they keep beating Toronto, Florida, Detroit, I don't have a problem with them winning those games. It's not on Saturday night, mind you. Thank you very much. Don't be winning that one. Oh, I'm here just waiting for someone to say we need Blay in the lineup. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't see Da Vinci there tonight. He seemed to miss my afternoon show too. Caulfield was red hot again tonight. If not for Knight's goalie, he'd have had another hat trick. Well, thing on one of it was the big, huge save that he made off Caulfield. He ended up scoring later in that shift anyways. So I don't know if he'd have had he, but I mean, if you counted the offside one, I guess maybe. Pull up the Dobie game logs. 2 bad games in December, and he quit on them. No, I know. Doesn't seem to have tremendous confidence in Dovish. His win percentage isn't based off of one game. Yeah, well, he's 729 save percentage. Dovish has more than earned it, but the Habs brass, you never know. They have it hard for Monte. Oh, I thought it said hard on, but yeah, they do. I can't see how he hasn't. He keeps winning, even if it isn't pretty all the time. Jules saying it's not settled after one game. Jules, 16-5-3, my friend. That's more than one game. Is this Monty's burner account or Marty? I mean, what's going on? Oh boy. Yeah, Charles bringing up a good point. Dovish didn't flop her about tonight, and as a result was strong. Well, it helps when he's not overdoing it. Hey, here's a new name. Richard Maddox. 1961. Just a young fella, eh, Richard? Love this show. Hey, I love that you watch it, and love that you commented. I hope you can join us, and don't be shy. Tell us what you think there. Give us your thoughts. Great win. Too bad we didn't make up much ground in the standings. I can't believe all the other teams in our division keep winning. Well, not all of them won, but hey, look after your own house, right? Yeah. And Evans, hey, good for Evans, you know. I thought he had that was his best game since returning. And I mean, I thought that before the goal, honestly. he That first period, that line was Montreal's best, I thought. They had the puck in the Vegas zone pretty much all of their shifts, had some good chances. I like Doc, especially in the first period too. I thought he was strong. And yeah, all good. Lane didn't look his usual self, fatigue or just an off game. Hey, you can't be the best player in the ice every game, I guess, right? Suzuki must be injured. It doesn't make sense. Cool hand, Luke. That's a cool handle, Luke. I was on the edge of my seat right to the end. What's going on with the kid line? All three had a rough time tonight, maybe last 4 games now. Yeah, they're not clicking right now. Kind of cool that you can win a game with, half the top line, one player on the top line going, nobody on the second line going, and you pull it off. Like, it's nice. It's nice to have a goalie outplay the other goalie for a change, right? I mean, if the Habs had that all year, they'd be on top of the conference. So, oh, Leafs lose, Habs win. Great night all around. I'll drink to that. Cheers. Anybody? Tell me what you're sipping on if you are after this big game and Leaf loss. I'm having a Molson Canadian, supporting the Jeff. I have to get a hold of them, see if I can't get them to sponsor. I mean, come on. I'll even say how tasty. Love that aroma. Oh, the hops. Jeff, give me a call, buddy. If you're watching. Can't imagine taking shots at Suzuki. Premium NHL center, man. Hey, we're all free to state our opinions on here. That's, it's a free country, free planet, as they say. Don't have to agree with it. I don't think Suzuki was bad by any means. Just Nick goes a game without a point. Well, he's struggling. Anyway, I guess we expect a lot from our Capitan. Sabres could make the playoffs and Leafs miss. Yeah, thank you. That I'd be all for that. Till maybe the next rebuild. Yeah. You think this guy's going to get dealt? And I like how he's saying, "Oh, I've been really frustrated lately," eh? But then you see the shot of him doing this, and he's got that big smile on his face. Do you always smile when you're frustrated, there, Nylander? And props to the other guys. Tanev and that none of them laughed or thought it was funny, right? So good for him. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Cole's only 5 goals behind number 1 overall pick Jack Hughes from the draft. And he's played 63 less games than Hughes. There you go. Trailing him in the points department by more than that, but you know what? Even points-wise, like points per game, he's probably not that far behind Hughes. I mean, he's behind him, but yeah. Audio Murphy, finer than frog hair. Yeah. For sure. Please no more 3-goalie experiments. Dovish is really the number one goalie. We need to continue riding him. Please don't bring in Monty next game. Happy Hab with the tweet of the night. Let's all support Grant. Cheers. Oh, by the way, I picked up another case of beer yesterday. I went through that. 60 usually does me for the whole winter, basically. I don't drink a pile in the winter. And I had to pick up another one. I don't know if you can you see? Oh, no. I grabbed the friggin' case there at Costco, and really sharp edges of friggin' bled. Cut my finger and it bled. Thankfully, I ran to a nice lady employee there. Said, "Here, I got some bandages. You want one?" "Sure." Like, I'm friggin' blood everywhere. "Yeah, that'd be nice. Thank you." The trials and tribulations of getting a case of beer, folks. A Molson Canadian. Jeff, give me a call. Habs are back on pace for 100 points. Yeah, it was 99. And it may be back to 99 or 98 after playing the Avs. We'll see. We'll see. They're going to have to be tight defensively. Yeah. If they get a lead, no, Katie bar the door. Keep pressing. Oh, I don't know if I acknowledge this, but I got a toonie from Brian. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. 100-point players do not grow on trees. No. Finer than frog hair when you got one of those. Check your water, Mark. Yes, sir, I did, Mark. Check your water, Mark. Watermark with a C. Thank you, Mark. Cole's career, 23, 26, 28, 37, this year, 40 plus. Yeah. Well, like I say, fourth straight year with 26 plus. If he gets 26 next year and barring injury, he will do that blindfolded. He'll be the first Habs player to do that since Guy Lafleur. And his last year with more than 26 was 83-84. And then Jacques Lemaire became the coach and tried to turn him into a checker. The Marner boom was pointless. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. Typically, when the Habs boo a player, they end up freaking burning them. I've seen it so many times. I can shut up, guys. What are you booing them for? And the Ole when they're up by a goal with 10 minutes to go. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really like that. Karma didn't come back. Oh, Daniel, when I win the lottery, Grant, I will make sure you get your $2,000 every month. There you go. Well, hopefully it'll take a collective effort every month. We'll get 2,000. I think going up the playoffs, the numbers will go up, just the viewership numbers alone. And if the Habs are successful at all, people will be happy, including me. Taunting Marner in the third, not very smart, but they won, so all good. Yeah, they taunted him all game. It wasn't just the third period. It was an all gamer, folks. I'm not sure why Arbor got so little ice time. I thought he was playing just fine. Skinner is 7-1 so far. Hope Hugo finds a 1-on-1 goalie trade. Yeah, I wouldn't mind them doing that. I think they need to move on from Monty. And Grubauer would be a nice choice. I'd be more than comfortable with Grubauer and Dovish the rest of the year. One gets one goes on a bit of a skid the other guy can, carry the mail and vice versa. So, yeah. Doc definitely hitting his stride. His size is an issue for opposition for sure. I agree. You guys rock supporting Grant so much. Yeah. I think, at the end of this day, when we add it all up, I think I'm going to be up to 1,900 or so, counting donations, memberships, and viewers. So thank you. Then I have 28, 29, 30, 4 days to get another 100 or so, and I think we can pull it off, folks. Pretty excited about that. Arbor got some quality ice time late in the third. Oh, did he? Okay. He did play in the third, but I didn't think he played too much. Certainly 8 minutes isn't much. I'd like to see Arbor getting more ice time. I think he played okay. He did make a bad clearing attempt on one play. Well, yeah. Doc is gaining confidence, a couple of strong presence with the puck, and won battles along the board. Good. Have Cappy and Demi hit the wall? Well, maybe they've hit the wall, but they'll bounce off of it, folks. Hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you, Brian. Jackeye should never get scratched again this season. Ooh. Why not give Doc a try on the second line? Yeah. Did he not make the board past Evans? Carrier, my wayward son? I don't know. Marty played Bolduc even late in the third. I was surprised by that. He got me anxious with some bad puck control and decisions. Yeah. We still see Gallagher on the second line power play at times. It's kind of weird. Yes. Line A, please. How about my boy Texier, Grant? My boy, yeah. He's my boy. Dano on faceoffs, 80th in the league. 80th? Among regulars? I think it'd be 54%. Among regular faceoff guys, I think is probably higher than 80th. No, maybe not. Jehovah. So are the Habs going to keep playing the winning goalie, or is Monterasico in that Thursday? Red Light Monty will not be in nets on Thursday. I'm calling it right now. I presume there are a bunch of guys with just a few face-offs in front of them. Yeah. Hard for any player to get into the rhythm of a game getting less than 10 minutes, especially a demon that is required to be mobile, make decisions quickly as well if he's required to be physical. Required. And he's got it. Good evening, Grant. Good evening, Andy. Mr. Andy. Dobie was solid tonight. I'd like to see him get back-to-back starts. Thoughts on the offside challenge? That's what I think of the offside challenge. Excuse me. Really like you having Stu on. He's a great hope. He's great hope you can have him back again. Yeah, I think we'll have he's great hope you can have him back again sometime. Yep. I'm gonna see if I can't get Stu on once a week or so. Stu's a good guy. I got to know him when I've been down to games, and one of the one of the fellows that has goes out of his way to talk to me, and yeah, good guy, good guy to have on. Thank you, Mark. Isn't Spearing supposed to be 5 in a game? Yeah, it is. Yes, but the refs are not being nice with the Habs this year. It's getting ridiculous. You're getting big, Grant. Almost Joe Rogan big. Keep it up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like this team with Hage, Zurowski, Reinbacher, Pickford in our future. Then trades this season. Yeah, I don't think any of those guys get dealt this year, Don. I think they can make trades without including those guys. Combines Sawyer, Thorpe, Fabian, or Florian X, Tuck and Protz add to the new skill. Yep. Yeah, I find that hard to believe that Cappy had 15 minutes but only took one draw. Did Caulfield get another phantom penalty? I haven't seen the holding. Yeah. I don't know. The Habs don't get phantom penalties. They're developing telekinetic abilities. Jules saying that they signed Texier way too quickly. Well, $2.5 million. I mean, yeah, I thought they did. I was surprised they signed him, but I'm not going to. It wasn't like it was $8 million contract, but yeah. Kademi passed to Line on the PP. Not if he's not on it. Dano was 41st in taking overall faceoffs. Okay. Yeah, 54% is not 80th best in the league. Having Demi on second power play could be a way to have play driver. Right. I want Demi on the second power play. Maybe he'll do kind of like what Slav does on when he got put down on the second line. Stopped deferring and started driving. That's why I'd like, get Liney on the first power play, Demi driving the play on the second and shooting more and kind of running it, for now anyway. And that's what I'd like. I think Bolduc needs and Cappy has a good one-timer too, but nobody's getting them the puck. So, yeah, I would bring Line in, put him on the first power play, Demi running the second power play. Except for Texier drawing that penalty late in the game, he was pretty blah. Yeah, he was. Caulfield didn't even touch that guy and gets a penalty. What's going on with these refs? Yeah. Winnipeg Hab fan. Ulfman, good day, sir. Thanks for coming on and joining the chat. Yeah, I don't know. That was the spear in the gut to why is that not a 5-minute penalty? It used to be like automatic. You spear somebody it's 5 minutes. It used to be automatic, and now they have such a crackdown, but not for spearing. Spearing's okay now. That's only 2. You graze somebody and you draw blood. That's 4. Spear somebody in the gut. 2 minutes. It's backwards. Texier will be the 13th forward. Could be what it ends up being. I guess they're thinking, we're going to get rid of some other guys, and he can kind of be, anywhere from 10th to 13th forward going forward. Liney plays on the first power play. Where does Cole position himself? Yeah. Well, they did it last year. They moved Cole around. Cole kind of played the right bumper spot, moved around a bit, kind of floated, in and out. Played the left point at times. Would move over to the right bumper spot. Sometimes he'd be where line A is, but usually line A was in that one spot. Adjust penalty reviewing with the technology, just like offside technology is there. Delays the game more, but after the way Dovis played, if Money gets another start before the break, I'll be very unhappy. Yeah, well, all it takes is one mediocre game from Dovish and Marty's gets cold feet with Dobie, right? I was fine with Tekshay. Yeah. Okay. Love Demi, but he needs to use all the tools in his creative cope, especially a shot. Yeah. I hear you. I hate the video replay because now each time there's a goal, my first reflex is not to celebrate. I know exactly what you're talking about. Tooney from Brian, thank you very much. As will be the real test. Well, hopefully they don't lose. What was the last one? 7-3. Keep it within 4 goals, boys. Yeah, Bolduc on the power play one instead of Demi. Because the power play one usually gets about 90 seconds or more. I don't want both Line A and Demi only getting 30 seconds. If that makes sense. Slav didn't look as good as I hoped he would, but Cappy is definitely hurting that line's performance. Okay, I got your last one, Jermaine. Just move from the East Coast to Petawawa for the military, Ottawa Valley Fan Club. Oh, yeah? I used to live, I lived in Petawawa, played in the Petawawa Senior Hockey League. Actually, when we moved from Renfrew to Pembroke, it was right on the border of Pembroke and Petawawa, the B line. So that's pretty cool. Zach, enjoy being up on base Petawawa, and thanks for tuning in. Nice to have more Ottawa Valley representation here. Cole is really feeling it lately. Got a goal called back and was absolutely robbed twice by the Vegas keeper. He could have had another hat trick. Yeah. Maybe Doc gets a look at 2C. Cappy drops to the wing. Yeah, it's possible. I don't know, but I think Marty and management have decided Doc is a winger. Maybe. There are teams with a lot worse goaltending situation than ours. Well, I guess. After tonight, but what if Dobie starts struggling again? And it's not a very good goaltending situation. This is a 2-beer night, folks. Oh, Ryan grew up in Point Claire, Beaconsfield. There you go. Brian's really going to harp on Kapanen getting replaced tonight. I got you the first. I got the first message there, Brian. The game was rigged to be under 5.5 goals. Yeah. So me or the officiating been piss poor, and I'm talking for both sides. 2-3 very bad calls tonight. Yeah, I know. Demi struggled the last few games. Should we replace him with Gallagher? What do you think, guys? Nobody's saying that, eh? Is it me? Yeah, officiating hasn't been great. Are the Sabres this year's version of the 2019 Blues? Could be. Daniel's drinking a Budweiser. Jehovah's got some happy hay. Lol, 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 Jehovah. Jehovah's Witness. In the presser with Dobish, he mentioned the assistant coach went over the Knights' power play tendencies and how they go cross pass to 61. So he said he was ready and played Stone to perfection. Oh, Stone, man. Well, I'm glad he was on the ball with it. Because the defensemen weren't necessarily like they left Stone alone how many friggin' times, and it was up to Dobish. And you know what Dobish did? He stoned him. Hey, Giovanni. Hey, Giova. He stoned him. I read a ridiculous trade rumor. Nylander for right. Do it, T.O. Do it. Go for it. Yeah. Thanks, Grant, for a great show. Okay, Brian. Fun as always. They might put Doc in for a few games for Cappy, but he'll get over this rough stretch, I think. He was too good for 45 games, I think they'll just he's not hurting the team. Hey, friggin' Marty put him out, a minute left, right? Protecting the lead, minute and a half left. Who's out there? Cappy. He friggin' saved a goal tonight too. He friggin' went off his skate, and then he made 2 or 3 really good defensive plays. So he's still not hurting the team. In the long run, and still is the defensive conscious on that line. So conscience need to clean up the offensive zone. D trying to pinch at the offensive blue line to keep the puck in. Forwards not dropping back. Most of our goals the last month have been odd man rushes. But, getting back to Cappy for a minute, I do, I feel less, I could see Hage being the second line center down the road and Cappy eventually being third. Just based on what I've seen recently, I'm wondering about Cappy's puck skills. He loses the puck a lot, doesn't have great hands when it comes to stick handling. And certainly in comparison to Hage, he's not as good at protecting the puck and stick handling. And for offensive plays, that's important on an offensive line. So ultimately, down the road, maybe Hage eventually replaces him as the second line center. But as far as on this team right now, I don't see anybody that could do a better job playing with Slav and Demi than Kapanen. So I suspect that he will stay for now, at least in that role. Winning makes calmer and losses are venting times. Yeah. Great to watch good goaltending. It's rare, man. Hey, this is from Nunavut, by the way. I looked it up there. You're like Baffin friggin' Island, my friend. Way up there. Can someone give me one good reason why Goalie should be on the power play over Doc? No. I think the boys are getting tired. I wish no one was going to the Olympics. I hear you, my friend. But that's us being selfish. You know, they need to. I'm happy for them that they're going. Goalie has some blackmail. I can't give you one. The hourglass is cut up, makes 0 sense. No, I know. Goalie shouldn't be on the power play. Marty's going to realize that we try to protect a 1-goal lead. His approach doesn't work. Chip and change. 0-4 check. Everyone in the neutral zone flat-footed. Yeah, I know. I like your new avatar there, Chris. They need to use Goalie sparingly, otherwise he runs out of gas. Old one-finger salute will likely get dealt to start that rebuild. Maybe, eh? It's not Marty's plan that isn't okay. It's players not executing. He mentioned his strategy on Sunday, and the players haven't done what he said. Yeah, well, there's a team out there that wants to tank. Boy, do we have a goalie for you. Yeah. Calling Chicago. You want another top 5 pick? Soderblom for Monty. He's actually 41st overall based on number of draws taken. That computes better, Glenn. Thank you. Monty needs to play one of the next 2. I prefer Thursday. What, just throw the game, you mean? Dovish stays in net forever. Randy and Broncos. Demidov lost his lead on the rookie scoring race. If he doesn't smarten up, he may fall out of the top 3. Yeah. What is Seneca jumped ahead of him? I look back, I was just curious, back to when I ranked Seneca top 3, and all the know-it-alls, scouting wannabes on Twitter. At the time, it was just, you were a scout in the NHL, and all these remarks, because they knew, Seneca is not going. He's not going top 10. You're saying top 3, or you're an idiot. Anyway, every now and then it's nice to look back on these and just to see the people, like, because it's a reminder to folks, just don't be so presumptuous that for sure that this player won't go high, or that this prospect might end up being better than other prospects. And like, a lot of people read the independent draft lists and think, oh, well, there's no way, because they all say that Seneca's 10 to 20. Well, there's no way that he could be top 5 in the draft. I was out, I saw him, I scouted him time and time again. I saw him live like 8 times in the second half of the year, and saw it with my own eyes. But not only that, but knowing NHL scouts and talking to them, and them seeing the same thing that I saw, Seneca was a friggin' hell of a player, hell of a prospect. I don't know that none of my closest associates, I don't know that any of them had him top 3, but I did. And Anaheim thought the same, picked him 3rd overall, and even Habs fans up till recently say, Anaheim Chicago are idiots, Anaheim's idiots, Columbus idiots for not picking Demidov, but you can't say today that Anaheim was insane for liking Seneca better than Demidov. He's, you know, 6'4", top rookie goal scorer, top point getter, or right there with Demi. He's a hell of a player. Both of them are. So, just a reminder to people to not jump to conclusions and be emphatic, especially with the vitriol. Like someone that scouted in the NHL, someone that knows NHL scouts, someone that goes to the games and scouts these guys, comes up with an opinion. Don't call him an idiot. It's not, it's not that hard. You don't have to agree with it, and you say, "Oh, I don't, I'm not sure that he should be ranked that high." But oh, you were an NHL scout, or oh, you're yeah, lol, 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 and anyway, because a lot of times you just end up looking like the idiot, right? For being so presumptuous and rude and ultimately wrong. Anyway, it was amusing. Every now and then go back to those, because at the time, it's just, it gets great, it gets wearing, but then you can always go back in a couple of years, look at it, oh yeah, and then actually get some joy from it, because they look like fools. I really like Caulfield's interview between periods. I didn't see that. Doc wasn't on the second power play, but guess what? Galley is. Yeah, Texe and Galley, and I don't know. Even like I'd even have Doc over Cappy if it had to be one of the two right now. Get Doc out there, but it wouldn't be Cappy I'd take off. It'd be Galley. Second power play looks like they're just there to kill time. Yeah. Since Barzell axed Marchment, any shot with the stick is no more than 2 minutes, unless there's one drop of blood. Yeah. Who was one of your favorite players to scout? Well, I had lots of favorite players to scout. I mean, the best performance I ever saw live from a player was Stamkos in Ottawa, 3 goals, 3 assists, and just blew me away. I've had a lot of players that I really like to scout. Seneca is up there. I mean, watching him that playoff against Ottawa 2 years ago, just holy frig. I couldn't believe that people had him ranked outside of the top 15. I mean, 6'4", magical hands, score like a better version of Spezza, Well, Da Vinci disagrees with something. Good. Well, anyway, I'm not bothering tonight, Da Vinci. You disagree. What else is new? Dahlin, 3 goals, 2 assists. Oh, it was 2 assists. Okay. Bouchard, 3 goals, 3 assists. There you go. Still don't like Bouchard, Francois. There you go. Weird question, but how tall is Stu Cowan? Never measured him. I had a tape measure there one day. I said, Stu, do you mind? And he wouldn't let me. Sorry. I don't know. Stu's probably 6'4", something like that. 6'3". Dovish better be in net next game. Yes. Oh, there's Le Bleu Blanc et Rouge, my $50 donate her from this afternoon. Thank you very much again, by the way. I love the guy behind the Habs bench with the Leafs suck on the back of his jersey. There you go, eh? Thoughts on the Islanders Devils trade? Ooh, that was a blockbuster, eh? I don't know. I don't know that much about Siplikov. I guess he had a down year. I'm not sure. Yeah, it could be Cappy's a little fatigued. Trade Gallagher Line, maybe. Night all. Cheers, Grant, for this evening. It's a much more gratifying end to an evening when the Habs win. Cheers. Well, better turn it the right way. Yeah, Eric, I've mentioned it before about Cappy. He's not used to playing these many games. Don't forget and that includes last spring when he played in the playoffs in 3 different leagues, which is almost unheard of. It's funny how easy it is for Dino to win faceoffs when he's on his wrong side. Yeah, I know why. Oh, cool hand, Luke. 15. That's a different denomination. Thank you, cool hand. Southern Alberta, appreciate you being live after all the Habs games so I can vent or cheer with the Habs family. This should cover a 6-pack. All right, man. That's cool. Very cool, Luke. Thank you. No team wants Monty, though. No, maybe not, eh? If Demidov was gone, I think the Habs would have taken Seneca. If he was there, maybe Columbus would have taken Seneca. That's... Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I was there one night when Bobrov and Marty Lapointe were both there, and Seneca was really good that night. One night in Ottawa, the two of them. And knowing Marty and how sharp a scout he is, I'm pretty sure that he would have had Seneca in his top 5. I'd be shocked if he didn't. Yeah, dude went from 5'11" to 6'3" in a year. No way Seneca was going to be out of the top 10 there, news. There was lots of them. There was independent scouts that had, right up to the end. Remember saying, I hope Seneca would drop to the Habs. Yeah, but my biggest hope was Demidov dropping to the Habs. That was the guy that I hoped, but Seneca was the other guy. It was one or the other. I thought Demi would be gone. And so I wanted, I figured Seneca might be there at 5. Although I did have some inside info that Anaheim's OHL scout did like Demidov quite a bit. Not so much for Columbus. Well, Lindstrom, they took a chance on the guy with the back injury, and it's a little early on Lindstrom. We'll see. At this point, right, doesn't look like a good pick, but time will, again, it's a little early, 2 years later, but yeah, they'd have been better off taking Demidov, no question. To Montreal's benefit, obviously. The scouting report is out on the Habs. Nearly every play was cross crease back door. Yeah. Why is it when it's 1-on-5 and the opponent is in the middle of a line change? We don't pressure the puck in our zone. We're so passive pressuring the puck. Same applies to our PK. Yeah. We don't. 1-on-5 and the opponent is in the middle of a line change. I don't know. It's yeah. There are a few things like that that need to be tidied up. There's no doubt about it. Da Vinci, good night, folks. Oh, I disagree. Da Vinci, not a good night. It's a mediocre night. Tuning in from Southern Alberta. Yeah, thank you again, During the interview, sorry, little lull there. During the interview with Cole, the reporter talked to him about how many shots the Vegas goalie robbed him on. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, actually, I did see a bit of that. Yeah. He corrected her and looked in the eye when she asked about the one he scored. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You could see he was not going to be denied. Absolutely loved his swagger. Oh, man. Yeah, he does have some swag. Cole Caulfield is best sniper that the Habs have had since Pacioretty. There's no doubt about that. And Cole, he's a sniper when even with broken stick, when he can score even with a broken stick, right? Like every other Hab, it's the puck goes about 3 inches. Cole breaks it, snaps a stick in two, and it's still, from 50 feet out, he still scores. Hits the corner, the whole works. That's a sniper, folks. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I didn't expect to get all caught up here, but I appear to have done just that. It's only 11:20. Folks are leaving. We're under 100. We're down to 95. Tuning in. Okay. Well, I won't go too much longer here then. Look at the out-of-town scoreboard here. Sharks are up 4-1 on Vancouver. Seattle's beating Washington 1-0. Just want to check to see, make sure it's not Shane Wright that scored the goal. No. Shane Wright. My goodness. They're saying, oh, we'd like a top 6 player for Shane Wright. Like, are you on drugs? Really? Shane Wright. He with 18 points, 7 goals in 51 games. Ooh, boy. I don't see it, folks. He's a third-line winger, I think, is what we're looking at. Power play specialist, third-line winger. That's not, you don't trade the top 6 piece for that. Good luck. Good luck to the Seattle Kraken finding a suitor who's willing to pay that for Shane Wright. Anyone got any questions here? So Dallas ended up beating St. Louis 4-3. Minnesota, after a shootout, beat Chicago 4-3. So if we go to the live standings, we see Minnesota's second in the West, 70, Dallas 69. They're going to battle it out all year for that second spot in the division. Vegas is fourth with 63, Edmonton 62. Mammoth playing staying strong, 60 points. Anaheim's in there still, 59 at seventh, holding down seventh place. And San Jose up 4-1. Man, oh man. Celebrating is something else, eh? Kings are tied with them, but they hold ninth at this if San Jose holds on and wins. Seattle, though, is tied with them too. So San Jose, LA, Seattle are all major titanic battle there for that last playoff spot right now. Islanders are in eighth in the East. Pittsburgh, 7. Florida's 2 back of the Islanders in ninth. Flyers aren't out of it yet either. They're just 4 back of the Islanders. A lot can happen there. Caps losing 2-0, 57 points. They're not. They're in danger of. They've lost 4 of their last 5. They're in danger of falling out here too. Senators are now 10 back of the Habs. 30 games left. It's going to be tough for them to catch the Habs, I think, at this point. So Montreal 6-point lead on Florida for the Florida's in 6th in the East. I think what it's looking like, it'll be 5 teams again. Comes out of the Atlantic Division and 3 in the Metro. So there'll be a battle right down to the end for those 5 spots. Florida right now is 6 back of the Habs, but presumably they'll be getting Barkov back. And they'll be a hell of a lot better team then, right? All right, let's see. We got a few more. 82 likes so far. Hit that like if you haven't already. Oh, 82. That's good. Oh, Le Bleu Blanc Rouge. Good night to you too. Thanks again for your more than generous donation of $50 this morning or this afternoon. That blew me away. Thank you so much. Cole's on fire since being snubbed from Team USA. I know, eh? Vegas was supposed to be a cup contender. Yeah. Well, they have 6 players out with injury, so cut them a little bit of slack there. Hey, they just keep adding. They got Anderson. Give them a little time, get guys back from injury, and we'll see. Not counting them out in the West. The West will be a dogfight as usual. I mean, I think they can come out of their division. They might be in the Western final. Can Carrier handle the physicality of the playoffs? Dave. Hey, Dave. I can't see him being sent to Laval, Dave. That's an unlikely scenario. I don't know if he can. It's a good question. I prefer Reinbacher if he's ready. Is it clickbait, or are you hearing anything from your sources about Hughes trying to bring Fleury back to replace Monty? I'm not hearing. I don't have. I'm not a. I don't. I don't call around asking, people about silly rumors. I'm not a. I'm not an insider. I don't. I don't have inside info. I can't. I can't comment on that, Chris, one way or the other. The guy I wouldn't mind from Seattle has the goal tonight. What is it, Stevenson, or who's the guy? I think Seattle has 2 goals tonight, so. McCagg? Yeah. He's got 2. Good player. Seattle's in the playoff race. They're not trading Jared McCann. We have to talk about the elephant in the room. What are we going to do about the Alex Carrier scoring slump? Yeah, frig. I thought he was on pace for the Rocket Richard there, wasn't he? By the way, folks, this guy right here, speaking of Rocket Richard, was once a hey. I'm pretty sure Ivan scored 26 5 straight years, just like the Flower. Back in the day, Ivan was a hell of a goal scorer. Here he is at logsend.com. He went there, got to know the fellas, really liked the product. What they do is they take logs out of the Ottawa River, turn it into wide plank flooring, and it's beautiful stuff. And Ivan got his whole house redone with flooring from Logs End. A great company, great guys in West Quebec. Check out their website, logsend.com, and if you do contact them, tell them that Grant sent you, and they will treat you like royalty. Hey, it's good enough for Ivan. It's good enough for you. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Need to head off early. Hope to chat with you all next game. As always, thank you, Grant. Thank you. I have to get up fairly early too because I'm interviewing Simon the Snake Boisvert at 9:30. I'll record it and put it up, I think, at 1 o'clock. Wait till Tony's done his elongated French show there. Either 12:30 or 1 o'clock. I'll put up the show with Simon, and I'll play it. I'll go live, answer some more of your questions, and get things set up for the next game against the Colorado Avalanche. Ooh, that'll be a tough one. Not going to happen, but I wish the Oilers fell off. Yeah. Rangers at the bottom looks good. Good thing they fired Gorton, eh? Boy, they really knew what they were doing when they replaced him with Chris Drury. I wouldn't take Shane Wright for a 7th round draft pick. Well, he thought he was a chosen one, right? When you're told for 5 years that you're going to be the first overall pick and then it doesn't happen, I guess it's disappointing. We really need to win against Buffalo. Yeah. Well, start with Colorado first. Beat them. Love how Vegas takes an Eastern road trip and the NHL doesn't give them a back-to-back. Good point. Gary loves Vegas. Yeah, we all know that, right? Gary Bettman. He's quite the lad. Might be time to retire there, Gary. Levshunov was not a good pick. Not well. Seneca or Demidov would have been better pick. You had him a bit lower, yeah. I had Levshunov 11th. I definitely had him lower. Wasn't a huge fan. Yes, both by McCann. Okay, you have nose. You do mention your crystal ball from time to time, yeah. Well, it's mostly from it's mostly draft related. The Roadrunner, yes, Chris. The one and only. Do you think Ottawa becomes sellers if they're 10 points behind? Yeah, maybe try to get a first round draft pick back, eh? Could be. Could be, Francois. I don't see them making a big deal with Montreal. You know, there's too much of a rivalry there. I don't see it. Yeah. Who would the Habs? I don't know. I can't see them making a lot of trading a lot of guys, you know? And guys that they would possibly trade, I don't see them necessarily being targets of the Habs. Like, yeah. Whatever happened to Vinny Rohr? Don't ever hear of him now. Vinny's having a kind of a quiet year in Zurich. Zurich is taking a nosedive. They're not nearly as good this year. Vinny's having a kind of a disappointing season, really. Cornway and Cole have similarities. Yeah. Kind of similar build, you know, stocky, short guys, quick, goal scorers, competitive. I would say that there are some similarities, you know, also some differences, but some similarities there for sure. They hate each other too much to make a trade. Yeah, well, I just don't see, like, they're not trading. Like, who would they trade that the Habs would want? I don't see players there that fit the bill, you know. And there's that thing with it being the 417 rivalry, right? Do they want to help the Habs? Not necessarily. It's my take on Lemaire was doing with Lafleur at the end. Well, I talked to Larry Robinson about it in depth, and it just was, you know, Guy was never going to be a systems guy. He wasn't like that with Scotty. He wasn't like it with any coach. Like, he had to, and he went to, you know, he talked to Larry and said, I can't, I think I'm going to retire because I can't, you know, I'm not enjoying the game. I'm not going to change the way I play for, like, he was a spontaneous player that just, you know, took advantage of opportunities, played completely spontaneously, and you couldn't argue with his success, right? I mean, it worked. He was the greatest player in the freaking game for quite a long time, so you can't argue. You can't argue with Guy, and then you get it. I get it from Jacques' point of view, the fact that, okay, you know, the team's not as talented as it was 3 or 4 years previous, and they had to kind of try to play defensively, and he wanted everybody to be accountable. But Guy, I think you had to treat Guy differently. and Jacques wasn't. I guess because he'd been his teammate for all those years, he wasn't about to. And kind of like how Mario didn't treat Patrick Roy differently, and that ended up costing the Canadians because sometimes your stars have to, have to be treated a little differently. And ultimately, Guy just said enough, I'm retiring. Out of the blue, McKenna now has the same points per game as Hage. Yeah, I know. Well, I predicted it. I said, watch McKenna in the second half, Phil. And he's got what, 5 goals now in the last couple of weeks. And yeah, McKenna, the people that were, you're freaking 17-year-old joining college hockey. College hockey's good, and especially this year with so many good players coming from the CHL, and the division he's in, it's stacked. The conference is stacked, so it's really good. It's really good. It's really good hockey, and I never, a lot of people do it for clicks, and they try to, I mean, I've done it in the past where I rated players first over guys that were consensus, but I didn't do it for clicks. Like, I did it because it was a legitimate argument. Like Nolan Patrick, I put Hischier ahead of him early November that year, and never put Patrick first overall again. He stayed at the top of most lists most of the year. There's been a few examples like that where Angelo Esposito, definitely wasn't seeing it. Shane Wright, obviously, I put Slav in January. In February, I put him first overall and dropped Wright. But it was legitimate, It was a legitimate thing. And that was, late January, February, not a kind of a knee-jerk reaction in like right after the World Juniors or even before. For a guy like McKenna who's making the jump to a really good, a high level step up for him, and to be expecting him to just dominate right away as a draft eligible player. Not many do. Not everybody's a Celebrini, right? Right on. Fun fact, Bergevin left the Kings to take a job in Buffalo under Kekalainen, and they've been on fire ever since. Yeah, I know. You've mentioned that you're good buddies with Bergevin there. Maybe we see McKenna against Hage. Yeah, well, they're both in the Big Ten, right? Maybe in the first round of the college playoffs, right? Let me just have a look here. Standings. Well, Michigan and Penn State each have 31 points in the conference, so yeah, you could definitely see those two. Certainly in the regional tournament, like the Big Ten Conference Championship, there's pretty good odds that they'll end up facing each other. Penn State's, surprising actually how well they're playing. Michigan has kind of come back down to earth a bit here. What do they have for what? I haven't seen the rankings for a bit. Just bear with me for a sec. Michigan still 1, Michigan State's 2, Penn State's 5. That's Big Ten. Hell of a conference this year, boy. 3 of the top 5 ranked teams are in the Big Ten, so solid conference. Minnesota, Wisconsin. I mean, they're decent teams, but those other 3 are just they're elite. They're a step above everyone else. Some draft rankings have Stenberg over McKenna now. Well, it's close. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Stenberg quite a bit, but Gavin McKenna is pretty special talent. I can't deny that. And we're seeing here what he's doing now. Well, Penn State, they're not as stacked as some of these other teams, but he's he's really climbed up the stats. And again, for a rookie that's in his draft year, it's quite impressive that he is now tied for 16th in scoring as a freshman in his draft year. Points per game, he is 10th, just a hair behind Michael Hage in points per game. So you got to give it to him. He's a hell of a prospect. And right now, I mean, I can't forget what he did in Medicine Hat for 2 years. Just unbelievable. The kid's going to be 100-point NHL scorer, I think. Does he have some flaws in his game? Yeah. But Stenberg's basically a 5'11" winger himself, right? And I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a 5'11" winger, but typically 5'11" wingers aren't taken first overall. So if Stenberg was a 6'2" center and was as skilled as McKenna, then you'd say, well, Stenberg for sure. But what McKenna's doing in North America the last 3 years is pretty phenomenal. So for me, McKenna's still, he's doing it in North American hockey. But I do like Stenberg a lot, and I like Verhoff, and I like Carroll's, Schmitz, like there's a group, Chase Reed. There's a group of defensemen that are very good too. But McKenna, I think you can say is he's like his skill level, smarts. It's definitely worthy of being a first overall pick in this draft class, because I don't think there are any generational franchise players in this draft class. Byfield, Somebody asking me about Byfield. Haven't seen him for a while. Just turned 23 years of age. Looked like last year that he was making a breakthrough. Well, even 2 years ago, and never quite has taken that next step, right? Only got 9 goals this year, 28 points. That's disappointing. The knock on him with scouts always was just limited hockey sense. Just never going to be an overly, has a size skating, right? Kind of like Caden Lindstrom in that regard, but the hockey sense for Byfield has always been a question mark. And I think we're seeing now that there's a limit there in just how good he can become. I ranked him 4th in his draft year. I didn't quite like him as much as what they ended up taking him to. I had I had Stützle 2 and Sanderson 3. Byfield 4. I didn't think I liked Sanderson and Stützle quite a bit more than Byfield. And needless to say, well, Sanderson went 5 and Drysdale went ahead of him? Yeah. Sanderson was another guy that I got a lot of flack. It was similar to Seneca. I know in when I ranked him 3rd overall, it was, oh my God, what are you on? He doesn't have offensive upside. Everyone looking at the stats and not projecting. You have to project. You don't just look at the stats. You got to project. What are the talents? What are the skills this player has that are gonna? How do they project at the NHL level, right? And Sanderson, I mean, well, first of all, he was so young. Not sure if it's a September birthday or August, but just turned 17 at the start of the season. Or wasn't even 17 at the start of that season. And you just saw the improvement as he went along and how great a skater he was, just natural. Like you saw like Scott Niedermayer type potential with this kid. And Byfield put up decent points, but it was more just because of his size and skating ability and not really being that creative, that skilled, or really that rugged. He didn't really use his size as much as he could. So I ended up ranking Stützle and Sanderson ahead of him. And then when Ottawa got Stützle at 3 and Sanderson at 5, then holy frig. Okay, they're gonna get better in a hurry. That was a transformative draft for Ottawa. They also picked up Ridley Gregg a lot lower than he should have been drafted to. I really liked Gregg. I think I had him 18th. Yeah, I had him 18th and they got him at 28. It was just a fantastic draft for Ottawa. They got Clevin at 44. Like it was a really good draft. And of course, people, and it's funny, Ottawa fans, oh, they missed on Peterka. Well, okay, but they got Sanderson, arguably the 2 best players in that draft class. They got at 3 and 5. Fantastic pick at 28 with Ridley Gregg. Clavin at 44, hell of a pick. Like that, Marilainen in the third round. They had one of the best drafts in recent times, and it turned around the fate of their franchise. Just as the Slav Hudson draft. I mean, it's nice when you got it first overall pick, but you still have to pick the right guy, right? They could have picked Shane Wright. They didn't. They picked, they picked Slav, the right pick, and they picked Hudson. The rest was history, right? So, hell of a draft. So the thrill. Great show, Grant. Which of the Habs goalies you think is number 2? It's a little early to say on those guys. I think it's between Cournoyer, Volokin, maybe Miller. Jury's still out. Volokin plays a lot of doesn't get a lot of quality shots on net. Mind you, the same can be said for Cournoyer and Miller to a certain extent. Radkov and Viknavas, whatever his name is, I think have been a little disappointing. Croteau, he was the backup, but he's starting to play more games, and his numbers are decent this year. But for me, it's I'd put Cournoyer 1, maybe Volokin 2, Miller 3 at this point, but I don't know that any of them have a future. Dovish and Fowler are ahead of all of them for me. But things can change. How does a team ranking work in the NCAA? I think there are 50 voters. Who are the voters? What are you talking about? Oh, I don't know. It's fair to call. Anyways, this was I was responding to, is it fair to call Byfield a bust at this point? That was what I was responding to there. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily call him a bust. But they should have taken Sanderson or Stützle over him. And Ottawa benefited from it, right? Pickford's still not playing tonight. No, that sucks. Everyone in LA sucks offensively. Difficult to fully judge. Well, yeah, well, one of the reasons they suck offensively is because he's not, second overall picks are supposed to be driving lines by this point, right? I mean, Slav's doing it, and he's 2 years younger, so hard to use that as an excuse. Pavel Brendel. 76 goals in his draft year. I remember, like, there were question marks with him. Scouts didn't like him, even if he had 76 goals, and they were right. Like, I remember talking to guys, and he just, he was a superstar in junior, but there were a lot of bad habits, just like Neil Yakupov, right? Friggin' Yakupov. I never ranked Yakupov first overall, and I don't know anyone else that didn't at the time. I just, I actually had Chucky first, and that was based on him playing like 6 games that year. needless to say, I didn't like that draft class. And of course, the Canadians had to pick that year to suck and have a top 3 pick. Yeah, but that was not a good draft class, as it turned out. Of course, the best player was didn't even end up being picked in the first round, right? What year was that? 2015? No. 2012, right? Yeah, Forsberg at 11 ended up being the guy that should have gone. Him or Vasilevsky. But teams weren't picking a friggin' Russian goalie first overall. Even though you could see how friggin' good he was. But that draft class, ooh. A lot of busts, including Griffin Reinhart, who apparently has been signed by the Laval Rocket after not playing for the last 4 years. Kind of an interesting development. Hey, why not? Give him a tryout, right? Thoughts on Florian making it to the Habs roster? Oh, I don't know. He already got traded. That paints a picture. Oh, so why does that paint a picture, Chris? Buffalo correctly predicted that they had a lot of good young players coming up, a lot of good young wingers, and we're seeing it now, right? They drafted all sorts of them, and they said, well, we need a big defenseman, and they really wanted him, and also Peterka wanted a big contract, and they said, well, no, let's deal him from a position of strength, just like Montreal and St. Louis with the Bolduc Mailloux deal, to get what we think we need more so. And we've got guys like Benson coming up that can replace him. Jack Quinn, Oslin, Hellenius, on and on, right? Good young talent coming in. And as it turned out, Kevin Adams was right. That doesn't mean Peterka, Peterka is no good. He's pretty solid player, I think. Certainly better than Roby Yarventi, who they picked. You can't make the argument, well, Roby Yarventi was the better pick. Like Peterka, what, 184, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th most points from his draft class. And they could have picked him at 34, 33 overall. I'd say it was a miss. Like, the reason why people criticize it so much is the fact that Peterka played with Stützle. So they were, they were scouting Stützle extensively. Both of them played at the World Juniors for Germany, and they passed on. They didn't take Peterka. Anyway, thoughts on Florian making it to the Habs roster? Yeah, like I say, I don't know. I think he needs he needs another year, I do believe. Got to get stronger, got to get a little quicker. One more good off season. Come back next year, push for a spot. There's no spot right now. They got 16 friggin' guys as it is. Slav is driving the line. Beifel gets playing time with the likes of Kopitar and Campy, and he's not. Do I have a year you consider the worst draft class ever? Well, I don't know. There's been a bunch of them. I'd have to study it and go over. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't tell you. Would you say this current Habs roster has the best young talent since 84, 86? Yeah, I would. Yeah. I mean, that was a good group, right? This some Hall of Famers there. A couple of them anyway. I think ultimately, though, there might be more talent, like all told, than that group. And that's saying something because, Svoboda, Chelios, Richer, Corson, Claude Lemieux, Patrick Roy. I mean, obviously there's not a goalie to match Roy, but from the skater standpoint, yeah. I mean, the under 25 talent is pretty good. Kid in my town was just nominated. You can scan a QR and vote, so any schmuck can vote. Yeah, well, for the first round, right? But then later on, it gets. I don't know. I don't know the exact rules on the Hobie Baker. It's not. It's not something that I've. I can answer. The Heisman of hockey. Limelight, that's a new. Welcome to HabsCast. Fairly new name in here. Well, look, I have to. So after midnight now, I have to get up fairly early and prep for a podcast with Simon, the Snake Boisvert, at 9:30. So I'm going to have to get some shut-eye. So hope you can tune in for that one. Probably do a live HabsCast at 1 tomorrow afternoon. So if you can tune in, that would be great. Tech set up the winning goal. Yeah. That's about all he did. Given Rage, Reinbacher, and Fowler, I guess you mean Hage, will eventually join the team sooner rather than later. What would you say is the team's biggest need for the next few years? Just experience. I think the pieces are in place there. Maybe you get one more big, one or two. Hope that guys like Thorpe and Jackeye and Papanicus develop and get spots lower in the lineup, and they have they have the nice balance of size, grit, and skill. But I think the pieces are there. All right, folks, I gotta go. So, as Francois says here, have a good night, Grant, and everybody. Same for everybody here. Hope you can tune in at 1 tomorrow afternoon. Simon Boisvert. Going to talk to the Josh and Jesse from Habs Digest. Put that out on Thursday. Hope you can tune into that too. So, great show. Great win for the Habs. Hope to see you tomorrow. Go Habs, go. Have a great night.